The Park Street Church was built after the American Revolutionary War and was once land that belonged to the Boston Commons. It was built in 1809 in downtown Boston, in between Tremont Street and Park Street, and is currently being pastored by Gordon P. Henchberg. The Puritans built this building, and it was called the Old Granary in the year 1729, and is now called the Park Street Church. The Park Street Church was designed by Peter Banner, and he combined some of his elements from his other architectures to build the church. The church steeple rises 217 feet and was once called the tallest building in the United States from 1810 to 1846. In 1809, people said that it was one of the most beautiful buildings in Boston. The staple had to be shortened down, however, because it was too unstable in the 19th century. The first pastor to serve the church was Edward Dorr Griffin from 1811 to 1815, and he was an American educator and a Christian minister. When serving the church, he preaches about prominent series of sermons so he can oppose the new divinity that was coming into New England at the time. Sereno Dwight from 1817 to 1826. Sereno helped influence a lot of young hymn writers and also the clergyman Ray Palmer, who wrote My Face Looks Up to Thee and many more. Edward Beecher from 1826 to 1830. He was a theologian and had a well-known family who were abolitionists, and was brother to Harriet Beecher Stowe, who wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin that helped fuel the Civil War. Joel Lindsay from 1832 to 1835 was a very well-known congregational minister at the time. Aikins from 1837 to 1848 was a religious author and was also an American Revolution veteran. When Atkins pastored the church, he helped them have several revivals and would visit each member at least one time a year. Andrew Stone from 1849 to 1866. He was a Civil War chaplain and an author. When Stone invited the well-known Charlie Finney to the church to preach, he stated that he had a spiritual rebirth, and he revived the citizens of Boston's spirituality to rise. Will Murray, from 1868 to 1874, was the author of The Adventures in the Wilderness and is also known to be the father of the outdoor movement. John Winthrop from 1876 to 1887 and from 1898 to 1907 was a theologian and a well-known pastor at the time, who helped publish various sermons. David Gregg from 1887 to 1890. Gregg was an abolitionist who gave a speech to support Abe Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation and also wrote the American Foremothers and Our African American Forefathers. Isaac Lansing served the church from 1893 to 1897. Conrad from 1905 to 1937. Conrad worked along with John Winthrop until he passed away. Conrad also prevented the selling of the meeting house to developers. Harold was a leading figure of the evangelicals at the time. He also helped found the Fuller Theological Seminary, Gordon Cromwell's Theoreticals, as well as the National Association of Evangelicals. Paul Tom served the church from 1969 to 1989. David Fisher served the church from 1989 to 1995. Pablo served the church from 1995 to 1997. The church also helped fight for a lot of human rights. In the year 1829, a man named William Garrison gave the first major speech in Boston against slavery, and even in the United States. One of his famous quotes are, "Enslave the liberties of but one human being, and the liberties of the world are put in peril." William Garrison was a journalist, and he was the editor of the newspaper here in Massachusetts. He published in the newspaper until slavery ended. The Park Street Church still holds its Sunday services to this day. It has opened the first Sunday school, has helped with prison aid, and has also made a private high school in 2002. The Park Street Church still is standing right now and is still looking lovely today. This church has a lot of history behind it, making it the most significant structure in the Freedom Trail.